On February 2, 2026, at a packed rally in Florida, former President Donald Trump stunned the world by declaring, "We have a great trade deal with India." The crowd erupted in cheers, and the news quickly spread across social media and news outlets, sparking immediate speculation and debate. The announcement, delivered with Trump's trademark bravado and showmanship, hinted at a breakthrough in a relationship long marked by both cooperation and friction. For years, the US and India have navigated a complex partnership, balancing shared interests with persistent disagreements. For those tracking US-India trade, the claim was both intriguing and puzzling. Analysts and experts immediately began dissecting Trump's words, trying to determine whether this was a genuine breakthrough or simply political theater. Trump suggested that major disputes over tariffs and market access had been resolved, paving the way for a new economic partnership. He spoke of new opportunities for American businesses and Indian entrepreneurs, promising mutual prosperity and growth. But as a private citizen and presidential candidate, Trump holds no official power, raising questions about the legitimacy of any deal he claims to have struck. The White House and State Department offered no confirmation, leaving the public in suspense. His words, while politically significant and headline-grabbing, do not represent official U.S. policy. The announcement blurred the lines between campaign rhetoric and diplomatic reality. The announcement left businesses and diplomats scrambling for details, caught between hope and skepticism. Investors watched the markets for any sign of change, while officials on both sides sought clarification. Would this mean lower tariffs or restored trade benefits? No one knew for sure. The lack of specifics only deepened the uncertainty, fueling rumors and speculation in both Washington and New Delhi. As the dust settled, attention turned to the long and sometimes rocky history of US-India trade disputes, and what this bold, unexpected claim from a former president might mean for the future of one of the world's most important economic relationships. US-India trade has grown dramatically over the past 2 decades, surpassing $191 billion by 2022. Despite shared democratic values and strategic interests, both sides have long harbored grievances. The US criticizes India's high tariffs and regulatory barriers, while India pushes back against American protectionism and trade remedy laws. These mutual complaints have led to slow, often contentious negotiations. The America First approach of Trump's first term intensified these disputes, bringing them into the global spotlight. Tariffs, intellectual property, and market access have remained persistent sticking points. This contentious history set the stage for the recent dramatic announcement. Trump's presidency ushered in a new era of confrontation in US-India trade, shifting the tone from cooperation to competition almost overnight. The relationship, once defined by growing economic ties and mutual benefit, suddenly found itself tested by a series of bold policy moves. In 2018, the US imposed steep tariffs on Indian steel and aluminum, citing national security. This move sent shockwaves through Indian industry, as these sectors relied heavily on exports to the American market. The tariffs were seen as a direct challenge to India's growing manufacturing ambitions. India retaliated with tariffs on 28 US products, targeting American farmers and manufacturers. The response was swift and calculated, aiming to hit key US exports like almonds, apples, and other agricultural goods, which are vital to American rural economies. This tit-for-tat escalation hurt businesses on both sides: California almond growers, Washington apple farmers, and Indian metal producers all felt the pinch. Small businesses and workers who had little say in the policy decisions bore the brunt of the economic fallout, facing uncertainty and shrinking profits. Negotiations continued but stalled, with each side demanding the other drop tariffs and open markets. Behind closed doors, diplomats struggled to find common ground as both countries clung to their positions, unwilling to appear weak to domestic audiences. The dispute became a defining feature of the relationship, with no easy resolution in sight. News outlets around the world tracked every development as the standoff threatened to spill over into other areas of cooperation. The tariff war made headlines and created real pain for workers and industries. Layoffs, factory closures, and lost contracts became all too common, fueling anxiety in both countries' business communities. Both governments dug in, unwilling to make major concessions. Political leaders, wary of appearing to back down, doubled down on their rhetoric, making compromise even more elusive. The standoff left businesses in limbo, waiting for a breakthrough. Many companies delayed investments and hiring, unsure of what the future would hold as the trade war dragged on. This unresolved conflict loomed over Trump's recent announcement, casting a shadow over hopes for a quick resolution and leaving the future of U.S.-India trade relations uncertain. In June 2019, the U.S. revoked India's special trade status under the Generalized System of Preferences, GSP. For decades, GSP allowed billions in Indian exports to enter the U.S. tariff-free. The Trump administration argued India no longer provided fair market access for American goods. The loss of GSP hit Indian exporters hard, making their products less competitive in the U.S. market. India called the move punitive and unfair, insisting it was still a developing nation in need of such benefits. The GSP issue became a major sticking point in all subsequent trade talks. The rift deepened, complicating any path to a new agreement. Restoring GSP became a top priority for India. Trump's announcement raises a key question: how are trade deals actually made in the U.S.? Only the sitting president and official government agencies can negotiate and sign binding agreements. The Office of the U.S. Trade Representative leads these talks, coordinating with other agencies. Any deal must be reviewed, signed, and implemented by the current administration. As a private citizen, Trump's deal is just a political promise, not official policy. For it to become real, he'd have to win the election, take office, and formally adopt the agreement. Until then, tariffs and trade rules remain unchanged. Businesses and consumers see no immediate impact. The announcement is a blueprint for the future, not a done deal. The timing of Trump's announcement is no accident. It's a strategic move in an election year. By touting a great deal, he projects leadership and reinforces his brand as a tough negotiator. The message: his approach delivers results for American workers and businesses. India is a key U.S. partner and home to a growing, influential diaspora, making this announcement politically potent. With few details released, Trump controls the narrative and puts rivals on the defensive. Ultimately, it's about shaping public perception and building campaign momentum. Trump's announcement was big on headlines, short on details. No one knows what concessions were made, what tariffs might change, or if India's GSP status will be restored. Did India agree to lower duties on U.S. farm goods? Will U.S. tariffs on Indian metals be lifted? The lack of specifics leaves businesses and policymakers guessing. India's government has remained silent, offering no confirmation or clarification. Without a formal text, the deal is a black box, entirely speculative. Key issues like market access and trade benefits remain unresolved. Until more is revealed, the true impact of the deal is anyone's guess. The unofficial deal adds new complexity to U.S.-India relations. Ongoing official negotiations could stall as both sides wait for the U.S. election outcome. If Trump wins, he may move quickly to formalize the agreement, potentially ending the tariff war and restoring predictability. If not, the deal likely fades, and current disputes continue through established channels. Regardless, the episode highlights the importance of the U.S.-India trade relationship. A comprehensive agreement could unlock major economic and strategic benefits. The future remains uncertain, but the conversation is far from over. Policymakers in both countries will keep US-India trade at the top of their agendas. Trade deals may seem distant or complicated, but they have a real impact on our daily lives, often in ways we don't immediately notice. The choices made by leaders and negotiators can affect what we pay at the store, the jobs available in our communities, and even the products we find on our shelves. For Americans, resolving the trade dispute with India could mean lower prices on everyday goods, more variety in stores, and new opportunities for US farmers and manufacturers to sell their products abroad. It's not just about economics, it's about supporting local jobs and businesses. Tariffs raise costs for consumers, making groceries and other essentials more expensive. They also hurt US exporters, especially in agriculture, by making it harder to compete in global markets and threatening the livelihoods of American farmers. For India, lifting US tariffs would boost key industries like textiles and manufacturing, helping small businesses grow and create jobs. It would also make Indian products more competitive in the US market. Restoring GSP would help thousands of Indian exporters and their communities, supporting families and local economies across the country. A stable trade relationship encourages investment, job growth, and economic opportunity on both sides. When businesses feel confident, they're more likely to hire, expand, and innovate. It also strengthens the broader US-India partnership, building trust and cooperation on issues that go beyond trade, from technology to security. The outcome of these negotiations impacts prices, jobs, and prosperity for millions of people, shaping the future for families and businesses in both countries. Trump's announcement is a reminder: what happens in Washington and New Delhi matters to us all, no matter where we live or what we do. The story of US-India trade is far from finished, and its next chapter will shape lives around the world, influencing economies, communities, and the opportunities available to future generations.